Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cody Steck. Welcome back to the channel. We've got another Voyager digital video for you here today. We're going to talk about 5 different things here in this video, some different news items that are coming out, some coming soon features, as well as a couple of really exciting things that I think are on the horizon here, and also one major concern that I have for the Voyager token VGX. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into item number 1 here. We are first going to look at the stock chart and take a look at what's going on. So this is the month chart of Bitcoin. Let's move myself up over here so you can see this a little bit better. So this is the stock chart, or the chart, I should say, not necessarily stock chart, but the chart for Bitcoin compared to USD. And you can see this has basically been on a downtrend here. We're back at like 66,000 back in November, middle of November, and now we're trading at roughly 47,000, 48,000 as of the time of this recording. And if we take a look at Voyager, Voyager is very much so on the same exact little trajectory here, basically just straight down. So a little bit discouraging there. We are approaching very low numbers here, which is actually kind of exciting. I would love to see the stock price be a little bit higher, but I've been averaging in over the past, maybe week or so, and pretty heavily. I set aside about 10 grand worth of $10,000 to go ahead and invest as we've seen this sell off in small cap stocks, especially. So Voyager has gotten a large chunk of that money, and my cost basis for shares is sitting somewhere between about $12 and $12.50 maybe, between the 3 different accounts that I've been buying pretty heavily in. So I would love to see it go under $10 again. The thing is, I know that Voyager has a very solid business. They're going to be very profitable, and they're seeing a ton of growth. They recently stated that I think it was last Friday, was one of the most active days that they've seen on Voyager, the platform, in just a single day. So I think they're going to have an absolutely killer fourth quarter here at the end of the year, and I think the next year is going to be really bright. So I'm expecting this stock to easily go back up to $20. It could shoot up there within a couple of days. You can see here that it was at 9.14 on 10.26, and if we come over here, by 11/9, it was at $20. So it doubled in the matter of, a week and a half, give or take, maybe 2 weeks or so, I guess. And that's the type of crazy growth that we can see. So I would not be surprised to see this, continue to sell off for the next couple of weeks as people tax loss harvest, and as we go through this pain and FUD that we have in the market. And so that's something I'm kind of expecting to see. We'll continue to see it sell off. If it goes under $10, I'm loading the boat with this. I just had to cancel on a real estate deal that I was trying to purchase, so I'm going to have some extra cash sitting around. And if this does drop below $10 again, we're backing up the truck. We're backing up the truck to make some money on this stock, because I think this could easily be 5 to 10x over the next couple of years. So that's what's going on with the stock itself. Let's go ahead and get rid of that and talk about some of the other things that are going on with the company. So I got this email here today. It says, "Hi Cody, the wait is almost over. Here's a bit about what to expect as your Voyager debit card draws nearer." Now, I believe that Steve said that these were going to be released in in January of 2022. So I don't know if this necessarily means that it's coming soon, but I mean, the fact that they're sending this email is basically indicating, hey, we're probably getting ready to start shipping these. We want people to be ready for them so they can start using them right away. This is going to be great news for the company, and it's going to give the company the ability to basically go out there and tell people, hey, we started shipping debit cards and people are using them on day one, and we're now conducting these transactions. And the really genius thing about this, beyond all of the rewards and all of the back end stuff that they're going to have, I think the main benefit to this debit card is that people who are going to use this are going to be able to then deposit funds onto the Voyager platform and hold them there in the form of USDC, and then spend that money. So it's going to increase the assets under management that Voyager has substantially. I think this could go up exponentially over the next couple of months. If this gets a wide adoption, I think there could be a lot of people who are saying, hey, why hold my money in the bank account? I can just move it over here to Voyager, hold it in USDC, spend a little bit on the debit card, or at least just transfer it back. It gives them more options to do that. And Voyager can then claim that their assets under management is going to be significantly higher, therefore helping the company look even better, than they are. So I think that's the exciting thing about the debit card here specifically. Now, the email says, once your pre-registration window is over, when we are ready to deliver your card, expect a different screen to appear in your Voyager app when you navigate to Debit. So I believe everybody should be able to see the debit card on their Voyager app at this point, but right now it just says something like, hey, your card is coming, you're enrolled, you've got it pre-registered. So this is going to change. There, you'll be able to officially complete your application for the Voyager debit card. Don't worry, it only takes a minute or two, and your pre-registration already reserved your claim for the card. This is just the final step before we confirm and deliver your card. Now, before you get your card, USDC, or is the cryptocurrency powering the Voyager debit card. In order to prep your account for spending, you can purchase USD coin right now, so that it's cleared for spending by the time your card arrives. So they're saying, hey, buy the USD coin right now, and that way it's going to be ready when your card comes and you can start spending it right away. Best part, you can start earning up to 9% on your USDC even before your card arrives. So I already went ahead and put about $1,000 into USDC to make sure that this is ready to go. As soon as I get that card, I'm going to go out, start buying some stuff, test out the card, make sure it works, and see what happens in the app on the back end, because I'm super excited about this, and I think this is the start of a lot of really good things here within the company. So when your Voyager debit card arrives, once you receive your card, you'll have to activate it using the instructions. Yeah. We know how that stuff works. So the debit card is going to be very exciting. If you remember on the Voyager loyalty program rewards, they are going to give out they are going to have like a cash back. I think depending on how many tokens you hold in the VLP, you're going to get either 0.1%, 0.2, or 0.3% back as a reward. And that's awesome. You know, for me, I'm personally probably still going to use my credit card for the long term, just because I get 1% cash back, or even 3 or 5%, depending on the category. So it just makes a little bit more sense to continue using the credit card. But I think that there's a lot of people out there who are going to want to use the debit card just for the ease of use, or because they like holding the USDC. So I think either way, there's really no downsides to what this program is going to do for the Voyager program. So that's some exciting news there. Now, let's jump over here and take a look at this news release that just came out today. This was released at 7:45 this morning. The Voyager Digital becomes the official cryptocurrency brokerage partner of the National Women's Soccer League. So this is super exciting news. They've announced a multi-year agreement with the National Women's Soccer League, making Voyager the first ever cryptocurrency brokerage partner, further extending the league's global marketing reach and providing players with direct financial support, crypto education, and rewards. This is awesome to get into, a sport that is probably not as well known as like your main sports, such as football or basketball or hockey or whatever, the main sports here in America, at least. This is pretty cool to see this expansion, because I think it's going to get them in front of a lot of new eyeballs who are not necessarily watching those main sports. So I imagine this is probably a cheaper deal to commence for Voyager, and it's going to have a lot of really great and strong benefits that go along with that. So we're not going to read the whole press release here. That's going to be a lot of information, but the important thing here is that they did announce that they've released that. So that's pretty exciting news there. Now, the fourth thing I want to talk about here today is we've actually got Voyager merch. So this is pretty cool, exciting stuff. I got an email about this a couple weeks ago saying, hey, Voyager merch is on its way. If you want to order it before the public can, now's your chance. We got this hat here. The quality is pretty good. We're going to talk about merch. Obviously, I don't know what to talk about when it comes to this stuff, but basically it's just a standard black hat with the Voyager font on the front here, but pretty decent hat. If I saw it in a store, I would probably not buy the hat, but since it's got Voyager on it, I have to buy it because got to support the company that's going to make us lots of money. So pretty exciting to see Voyager merch here. They do have shirts as well where you can get like the Voyager logo or the Voyager, the words or whatever in the font. So that's something you could do as well. It looked like it was pretty standard merch, nothing custom, nothing super special, but just another way to support the company. So that's pretty exciting. I think this should be open to the public here at this time. So that's the fourth thing I wanted to talk about is the merch that's coming. And the last thing I want to talk about is actually a concern that I have with Voyager and the VGX token. I think what's going to happen with the Voyager loyalty program, I've been thinking about this a lot, right? I have roughly 6,000 VGX tokens that I hold right now, and I would love to get that up to the next tier, but it takes a significant amount of money to get there. I'm not opposed to necessarily putting in that money, but it's going to take some time, right? You got to earn the money, figure out a way to get it into the platform, because right now with where VGX is at, it's roughly, I think as of today, it's like at $3.10, give or take, per VGX. So for the top tier of the VLP, you need 20,000 tokens, which means that at today's pricing, you'd have to pay in over $60,000 just to get that top tier. Now, for the second tier, you're sitting at 5,000 tokens. So going from 5,000 to 20,000 is a pretty significant jump. That's a difference of roughly $16,000 to over $60,000, right? That's 4x basically. Is that right? Is that right? 4x? Yeah, that sounds about right. On the actual tokens, right? Because you got to go from 5,000 to 20,000. So that's a big jump. And I've been thinking about this a lot, right? Of course, we'd love the VGX token to go up in value, and I think there's a very high likelihood it will as Voyager continues to get adoption on the program, on the app, and as they get more funded accounts, and as people see the benefits that the VGX token gives through the loyalty program, I think more people are going to buy into it. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who say, oh, 500 tokens to get all these benefits, you know, for the crypto back rewards or the extra interest rate they're going to receive on any crypto they hold, the 7% VGX staking, you know, all of these rewards that the loyalty program offers. I think people are going to eventually buy in. You know, they're going to get to that 500 token tier, maybe even up to the 5,000 tier as well. But there's going to be a lot of people who are just never going to obtain that third tier. Right now, putting $60,000 just into VGX alone is unreachable for, frankly, 99% of people. They're just not going to be able to achieve that level. And so, you know, it's kind of unfortunate because only a very small percentage of the members are going to be able to take advantage of that top tier. And so I look at this and I think, well, okay, you know, $60,000, that's a large amount of money, you know, nobody's going to deny that. But what happens if VGX, you know, doubles, or what happens if it triples, or is it 5x, right? I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, this is going to 10x or 20x. Well, I don't know how realistic that is, because at some point, people are going to realize that the Voyager loyalty program is just out of reach. You know, even if, let's say it goes up 5x, now the tokens are trading at $15 a piece. Well, if you need 500 tokens, what is that? That's 5,000. That's $7,500 just to get that first tier. That's quite a bit to go up to 5,000. You'd be looking at $75,000 just to unlock that second tier. So I don't know how realistic that is without Voyager coming back and readjusting the tiers, or maybe offering more benefits or doing something, because I think that ultimately when people are unable to obtain that next level, I think it's going to decrease the incentive of purchasing the tokens. So that's something I've been a little bit concerned about. And I do realize that, you know, obviously if you've got a limited supply of tokens and they're being burned and whatever, that eventually, you know, as long as people keep buying in, there's going to be demand for them. And as long as the demand outpaces the supply of the tokens, then of course, theoretically, the price should go up. So I do realize that, but I've had some concerns about this, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well. Drop a comment below and let me know what your thoughts are on how VGX can overcome this, because I think that, you know, if the token goes up, let's say it goes up 2x, right? It doesn't really make sense to put in $120,000 into VGX to hit that third tier, unless you're holding like millions of dollars on the platform, right? And that extra 0.5% interest rate you're going to get, or that extra, you know, tiny bit on the cash back on the debit card or whatever, those things are not really going to benefit you unless you have millions of dollars in the platform. So that's kind of my take on this. You know, I think people eventually are going to realize it doesn't make sense to try and push for that next tier just because, you know, we're not going to be able to obtain it. And it's just such a significant amount of money for such a little reward. So I'd be curious to see what Voyager is thinking about doing when it comes to changing the tier levels, or adding additional rewards, or doing something to really expand the program to potentially overcome this. So like I said, I know that, you know, maybe there's some things I'm not thinking about. If there is something I'm missing, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. But just wanted to, you know, throw this out there since I've been thinking about it as of late. So yeah, those are the 5 updates I wanted to talk about with Voyager. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to the channel. I release tons of videos about Voyager Digital and new things coming. This is my #1 stock holding right now, and #1 crypto. And I'm super bullish on the company overall, and excited to see what these things, what the company is going to be able to achieve. And I'd love to have you along on the journey with me. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.